So, after being in the professional game for over 5 years, I've learned firsthand how important nutrition is and how important it is to stick to a clean diet to fuel your performance. Now, growing up and watching football, I always wondered what a full day of eating would look like as a professional footballer. And so after learning from many nutritionists and many top professionals I shared a dressing room with, I feel I'm at a point now where I know exactly what types of foods I should be eating to fuel my performance. And as well as your nutrition, also learning firsthand how important your hydration actually is. And so with all of that being said, let's get straight into the video. So welcome back to the channel. As you can tell by the title, it is a full day of eating. So I'm going to run you through exactly what I eat in the day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and any other liquids I might consume. Now, as it is a Sunday, I did think this is probably the best day to show you exactly what I eat. And this is because it is a day after a game, so this is when I do consume the most calories. Now, it is important to note that this is what works for me, and everybody is different, so people consume different foods on different days. Now, I know footballers do consume over 3,000, 4,000 calories a day, and it doesn't affect their performance at all. And if you've been watching me for a while, you'd know this is my usual breakfast. I have this pretty much every single day. It's Greek yogurt with some fruit, eggs, avocado, and some sourdough bread. And like I said in my last video, the only reason I'm having avocado today is because it is a day after a game. So like I said, I'm consuming the most calories. Now, my breakfast actually never used to be this big, but I did try it out a few months ago and I've stuck with it ever since. And I would say with all of my meals throughout the day, I try to keep them as simple as possible, as you'll see throughout the video, but breakfast is usually my biggest. Now, something I also do every single morning is I'll grab some of these electrolytes and a glass, or if not a glass, then I'll usually get a bottle of water. And depending on how big the glass or the bottle is, I'll put 1 or 2 of these in just to make sure I'm fully hydrated throughout the day. Now, these will have the correct minerals you need, such as sodium and potassium, so it will hydrate you fully throughout the day. Now, what I would recommend is 1 tablet for every 500 milliliters of water. And the best thing to do throughout the day is to get yourself probably a 2-litre bottle and pop about 3 of these in there and carry it with you throughout the day. So as it is a day after a game and we covered a lot of distance yesterday, it's really important we're listening to our body. So on Sunday, of course, we're going with a full recovery session. Now, regardless whether it's a recovery day or not, every single morning, usually I'll go for a full mobility session. And so this is no different, although I do hold my stretches a lot longer and I will go through a lot more static movements. So to be precise, I'll usually go for a 15 to 20 minute mobility session, holding each stretch for at least 10 to 15 seconds. And today is a prime example where you really need to listen to your body. Now, I don't feel too fatigued from yesterday's game, so that means I don't need to do too much today. However, if I did feel really fatigued, of course I'll do a lot more, so things like the ice bath, sauna and steam room sessions, and a lot more mobility. But like I said, we're keeping things really light today, so a mobility session, and then we'll jump on the bike for at least 10 to 15 minutes. So we're back home from the gym now. Time is currently 2 o'clock. That means we're straight onto lunch. Like I said earlier, with all of the meals today, it doesn't really matter how many calories we consume. And so with all of my meals, they're always going to be high in carbs and high in protein. And this is just to help us recover as quickly as possible. Now, I think over the next month, I've got games every Saturday and Tuesday. So that's 2 games a week. So that means I'm going to be really taking up my recovery. So doing around 2 to 3 recovery sessions per week. So that is lunch done, and something I did want to touch on, as it is a slight topic of today's video, is about recovery days. Now, I have noticed with a lot of people that are either doing too much or too little, and I'll give today as a prime example. Now, yesterday I did do around 10.5 kilometers in distance, which although is a lot, it's not too much for a 90-minute game. And it's because I did come off in the 80th minute, so I don't feel too fatigued today, which means I don't need to do too much. But of course, the more fatigued you feel, the more you need to be doing. So that can include things like ice baths, sauna and steam room sessions, mobility sessions, even though I do recommend them every single day, and other sessions which you can be doing. Now what I'm doing now is, which is really simple, but it's actually really beneficial, and it is slightly a recovery session, is just going out for a long walk. And this is as simple as it gets. It increases blood flow, it gets you outdoors so you're not stuck in the house all day, and also it isn't stressful on the body. Now, something which I touched on in my last video and also helps with this and lets me know how recovered I am after my games is my Whoop. Now, as you can see here on my phone, I am 47% recovered and in the yellow zone. Now, although that is below 50%, it's actually not as low as I usually am after games. So waking up today and seeing this, I knew I didn't have to recover too much, which is exactly why I haven't done that much today. So this is one of those products that I would fully recommend for every footballer, and it just helps with those 1% improvements every single day. And of course, it is completely personal preference whether you'd like one or not, but if you'd like one and you'd like to get your first month free, you can use the link in the description, and it's as simple as using it for a month, and if you don't like it, you can always send it back. Anyway, aside from that, the plan for the rest of the day is to switch off as much as possible and relax and recover as much as we can. So the time is currently 5:30, which means it's time for dinner and also our third meal of the day. Now, just like all of my other meals I've had today, I'm going to keep it really clean and really simple, high in carbs and high in protein. So I did say it earlier, but with all of my meals, I do like to keep them really clean. But since it is a Sunday, you can slightly cheat a little bit. And this is because, again, like I said, with lunch and breakfast, we're really trying to increase our calories today. And if you're wondering why that is, it's because we had a game yesterday and we got another game on Tuesday. So we need to make sure we're eating and we're fueling our body correctly. So usually during the week, I would cook all of my food in the air fryer or the oven. But today, if you prefer it, you can fry it instead. But I do actually prefer it in the air fryer, so we're just going to stick with that. Now, with it being a Sunday, usually my source of protein would be things like red meat, so beef and lamb, and I would tend to cook it in things like oil just for the added fats and added calories. So when it comes to my snacks I'll have throughout the day, of course it is calorie sensitive, so you need to be wary of how many you're eating. But like I've said many times throughout this video, I won't be today since it is a recovery day and I'm increasing my calories. So these types of foods will include stuff along the lines of sourdough bread with bagels for the added carbs, peanuts and avocado for the added fats, and things like Greek yogurt or a protein shake for the added protein.
Although we've not got Yeovil in the league this year, Dorking obviously came down, Borehamwood came down, and these were the circling deep. Ball comes in towards the penalty spot. The Weckham will head it. Yeah. Come on, score! Terrific header by Temi Oweka. He's just glanced at it in the bottom corner.
You just check.
All the players and dossiers and all the teams in the division. Somebody who took the job very seriously indeed. It's not too surprising that he's managed to Benton has got Blair in the area. He can find him. He's on the side. Blair's at an angle. He's going to square it. It's just in front of Papadopoulos. It's a really impressive move that by Maidstone. Just getting into that nervous sort of passage of play now. Maidstone still leading by a goal to nil. They have looked more likely to score. And it's Seaman. Seaman into the area. Lovely touch by Seaman. He's really unlucky there. Sam Cool. Back to Seaman. Seaman will cross that into the area. It's a chance for Papadopoulos.
Good save.
And it's a good save.
So that is pretty much my day done. Now the time is currently about 8:30. I won't eat anything for the rest of the evening just because I don't want to disrupt my sleep too much. Now every night I'll usually stop eating at around 8:30 to 9 o'clock, so 2 to 3 hours before I go to sleep. And when it comes to my hydration, that'll be around 1 hour before as well. And this is obviously so I don't disrupt any of my sleep quality, REM sleep, deep sleep, all of that stuff that my Whoop helps me track. And when it comes to normal days throughout the week, my nutrition doesn't change at all. I always keep it clean, really high in protein, really high in carbs. But regardless, for the rest of the day, I'm just going to finish off with some work on my app. And if you didn't know about that, I have my own training app specifically for footballers called AP Performance. Now you can download it on iOS and Android using the link in the description, and it pretty much contains everything you need as a footballer to improve your performance. But with that being said, I really appreciate you if you made it to the end of the video. Drop a like if you enjoyed it and let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see next. Subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video.